tonight. I said, no, she said, not till 10 o'clock, right? Well, many years ago, I did a convention on a boat. Probably somebody here who was on it. And it was a boat from Hull to Amsterdam. Is anybody on that convention? No, thank God for that. Because it was Fraser and me and somebody else, I can't remember who else was on it. But we did a convention in the bar of the boat, crossing over to Amsterdam. Everybody was destroyed. Only about 10% of the people in the bar knew anything about Doctor Who, right? And we were up there, and it was just horrendous. Can you imagine it? I mean, you know, just like, who the fuck is this? Fucking hell, get them off. What's it? Can we have a dance? So, I'm not going to tell any jokes. So, first on tonight, we have the wonderful Dominic Woodward. Dominic! Good luck, you're the warm-up act.
Good evening! Manchester, are we well? Yes! Right, my name is Mike, quite rightly said, he's Dom Woodward, I'm from Oldham.
Never mind.
Yeah. We're all right,
I'm kind of barracking, I'm just crap at telling
yeah, you're not going to do that all the way through because there's a double act I'll have to let you go. So yeah, I don't actually know how to start because I don't normally do Doctor Who conventions and I ain't got any jokes about Doctor Who. Is that alright?
No!
We want 10 minutes of improvisation about Doctor Who.
Yes!
Yes, that's fine, fuck the lot of you. Are we all for
That'll take more than 10 minutes, Dominic.
You don't need a microphone, big gob, you, do you? Yeah, so, are we all from up north?
Yeah!
We've got no one person. Are you from down south? Yeah, you don't want to come out around here, they're weird. They're weird. They'll take you outside, put you in a big wicker man and fucking burn you. I've seen it happen. Where are you from, fella?
Hey, Birmingham.
Birmingham! No, being from Birmingham's great! The credit crunch hasn't affected it. It was shit before and it's still shit now. I was reading though, the other day in the Daily Mirror, they did a phone-in poll about the credit crunch, who was to blame for it. The results were 48% said the government were to blame, 40% said the bankers were to blame, but for me, the most astounding statistic was 12%, right? Get this, 12% don't know. Who the fuck rang up? Rang up the Daily Mirror and just went, "Hiya, I'm ringing about your survey." I don't know. This guy must sit at home watching Crime Watch going, "Oh my God, I better ring up." Hiya. You know this guy? Yeah, the one you've got on now? Yeah. Never seen him before. Drive along on the motorway, sees the sign that says, "How's my driving?" Ring up and go, "He were driving alright." That's the wifest we've seen all day. So yeah, the Northerners, are we proud to be from the North? Yeah! So the Southerners are thinking, what? It's shit. I'm from Oldham, it's shit. It's just full of weirdos. You walk around a northern supermarket, it's full of people who are far too loud to each other. Yeah, we can't speak normally, it's just people walking around going, "Hiya! Who is it? Oh, it's Derek, alright, Derek, yeah, not three bad, oh." Because it's fucking funny when they say that, isn't it? Oh, you know what? I was in Asda yesterday. I was buying a few things for a recipe. Have you seen these self-service checkouts they've got in Asda? Yeah? The fuckwits from Oldham don't know how to use them. Right? We've got 4 self-service checkouts and 4 assistants manning them. It's the object of it. And you go in and it's always full of chav girls. You know the type of girl I mean, don't you? Yeah? Normally got earrings bigger than her head. these Quidditch players flying round trying to knock a clock over. And I went in the other day and I was buying a few things for a recipe. I was making a stew. It came to £1.03. Right? Now the girl, she was putting it through, she went, £1.03. And I gave her a £20 note. It was all that I had. She looked at it like I was trying to pay her with a piece of shit on a dock leaf. That's the look I got off her. She went, have you got anything left? So I said, well, I've got nothing. It's a bit less, isn't it? She said, I'll have to give you 18.97 change, it'll use up all my change. Right, I was momentarily taken aback by the rapidity of her maths. No, I know it's not calculus, but for a chap on a checkout, that's fast. So I thought I'll be nice, and I said, I can pay by card if you want. This didn't do me any good. She just went, don't do me any favours. At that point, I thought, sod you. I put my card in the machine. She said, do you want cash back? I said, yeah. I'll have 18.97. Have we all finished this now? It turned into a car boot sale or something for a minute then, didn't it? How's this table here? We had a good day? Yeah, it's fantastic. What was your favourite bit?
Fraser was good.
Fraser was good. Fair enough. Oh, that's good. Have we all had a good day? I think it's been great. In fact, there was only one uncomfortable bit when that bloke wanted to see Nicola in Penthouse. That was a bit embarrassing, come on. When he just went, I'd have bought the Penthouse. You might as well have sat there and said, I want to see you minge. I'm sorry, what did you say, fella? We were all thinking, yes. No, we were. So yeah, are we all into the new series of Doctor Who? Yeah. I absolutely love it, and it's come back, and it's absolutely fantastic. I'm not gonna go on tonight for long. I don't know how long I've done actually. How long have I done, Erica? Do you want me to do more? I'll tell you one last thing. You want me to strip? No, you don't want to see me taking my clothes off. That's weird. So yeah, I'll leave you with just a quick piece of advice. This has been running through my head recently, right? This is a quick fact for you first, right? To get convicted of shoplifting, I've learned recently, you personally need to take the product out of the store. Unless you personally remove that product from the store, they can't touch you, right? Which is a great way of pissing off security guards. Because you walk around, you fill your pockets full of stuff, they follow you all the way round, just as you get to the door, go, nah, I didn't want any of these. You can use an afternoon doing that in itself, it's great fun, right? But bear that in mind, go into the post office, right? Get one of them post-it bags and stuff it full of stationery. Seal it up, stick 2 stamps on it, put your name and address on it and stick it in the outhatch. They deliver it to you, I'll tell you, they can't fucking touch you. Mark's not laughed at anything yet, you know. He's just been sat there like it's Dragon's Den. I don't like you, I don't like your jokes, and for that reason alone, I'm out. Do we watch Dragon's Den? Yeah. Do you watch The Apprentice? Yeah. I love The Apprentice, right? But what I'd love to do is go on to The Apprentice, and when Sir Alan says, you're fired, I'd love to stand there and say, you do know this is a job interview, don't you, dickhead? Yeah, you're fired. No, it's an interview. You can't fire someone. That's an interview, because I don't work for you. And even if it did work for you, you couldn't just say, you're fired. You'd have to follow your company's human resource policy on dismissal, because otherwise you'll get taken to a tribunal, my friend. That's just a fact. It's true. Something things in life are true, though, aren't they? Some things are just facts. Like for example, men don't like foreplay. We don't. Erica, we don't. We can't be arsed with it. To us, foreplay's like the copyright warning on a DVD. You want to skip past it, but you're bleeding, can't. Oh, so yeah, it's been great being here and chatting to you lot today. I hope you've all enjoyed the day. You've got some fantastic comics who are going to come on and do a little bit for you, but it's been great. Good night, God bless.
I'm going to tell you a true life story here, which was to do with stripping. Yes, really. I usually travel around the world with a small black suitcase, and which has everything in it that I need to get on with life. And last time I did one of the big finish things in London, last time I was over here, I had a little black suitcase with me. And I finished about 6 o'clock, and I had to go on a train in Paddington about 7:30. God, I need really a beer. Right, so I ran into this pub with me, a little black suitcase, and I says, "You the stripper? You're late." and what you say is that, no, well, I think, how much are you offering? But anyway. But it was the nicest thing anybody has said to me for 10 years. Brilliant. Anyway, now we have your next out to dominate is Mr. Graham Goring. Yes.
Hello. I'm afraid likewise I don't have many jokes about Doctor Who, but I do have lots of stories about snakes and crocodiles, and they went down really well earlier, so...
Snakes went down really well.
Anyway, yes, my name's Graham, and when I started doing stand-up comedy, I asked a friend of mine for some advice on speaking to groups of people because I do get nervous. He said, "Don't worry, I have the exact same problem all the time. All you need to do is imagine that the group of people you're speaking to are completely naked, and you'll be fine. Trust me, I use it, it works." Which I thought was great advice, although it's slightly worrying as he's a teacher at a primary school. It's alright, he's fictional, not like Doctor Who. I have another friend, Alan. He's a claustrophobic mime artist. So whenever he does that glass box thing, he has a panic attack. All sorts of fun.
Running past them again, Graham.
Anyway, actually, I was looking into phobias, and there's one particular phobia that I would genuinely hate to have, and that is the fear of long words. Because I shit you not, the medical term for the fear of long words is hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia. Oh! What shit is that? It'd be a bit like if they changed to arachnophobia. So, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna fucking spider on you! Ophobia. Another thing I discovered is that there are actually 5 different phobias for cats. And I don't mean that cats are scared of 5 different things, although if you think about it, you know, dogs, loud noises, some bricks in a sack in a canal. Again, fictional cats. I just mean there are 5 different phobia words for cats. There's allurophobia, there's ailurophobia, there's felinophobia, there's galliophobia, and there's gatophobia. To be fair, only one of those is a domestic house cat. Oddly, the rest of them are the hit Western musical. Which does actually make sense if you've seen it, because in it, they're 6 foot tall and they have opposable thumbs, and if cats could use tin openers and guns, we'd be fucked! Some phobias, though, they're just irrational. For instance, there's one called allodoxophobia, which is the fear of opinions. Now I know you're thinking, that doesn't sound like a real phobia at all, and I agree with you, but you try expressing that to the sufferers, they go crazy. Or porphyrophobia, which is the fear of the colour purple. Now I don't like Whoopi Goldberg either, but if the film comes on, I change the channel. The last phobia I mentioned, though, is one that my nan has. It's a very common phobia. It's called acmophobia. It's the fear of needles. Now, because my nan has that, it means 2 things. 1, I don't have any hand-knitted jumpers. And 2, she refuses to go for those winter flu jabs. And they're really important, because she could get the flu and she could die. I mean, but don't worry, though, because I didn't want a jumper anyway. So. Okay, no, to be honest, I do actually genuinely love my nan, because she's kind of amazing. She's 103, she's incredibly short, incredibly deaf, a fantastic cook, and has crippling angina. If they ever do a Nana-themed version of Top Trumps, she'd be the best card in there. But yeah, 103 and still kicking, which is why we put her in a home. She turned violent. I don't know if you've ever been to a birthday party in a retirement home, but they're not good. Because you know all people, when they unwrap presents, they do it really, really carefully because they don't want to tear the paper because they might have a use for it later on, even though they'll be dead. Imagine what that does to a game of Pass the Parcel. Oh God, it went on so long it had a mortality rate. And also they play musical chairs, which was a bad idea because, you know, whenever you see musical chairs on You've Been Framed, there's always that bit where two people go for the same chair at the same turn, and it splinters into loads of bits, and it's brilliant. It was like that, except the chairs were fine, it was their hip joints. It sounded like someone stepping on a bag of Twiglets, and it didn't help that one of the old ladies had like a titanium replacement and kept on body checking the other ones. She didn't win though. In the end, the winner was an old lady in a wheelchair. Tactical play, I salute you. Also, I heard a group of women playing that fame game. You know the one where you put a post-it note on your forehead with a famous name on it, then you ask each other questions to find out who you are? Except when I checked, there were no post-it notes, they just didn't know who they were. It was tragic. One of them said to me, "Are you my grandson? Is this your party?" Easiest 20 quid I've ever made. No, I didn't actually get my comeuppance though, because I was the only person there under the age of 70, so I really didn't enjoy spin the bottle. I blanked most of the memory. All I remember is bottle pointing at me, then blackness, then finding half a word that's originally in my mouth. I can't believe my uncle did that. But I am unlucky though, particularly in love. I have trouble staying in relationships with women for any length of time. I mean, I can manage it. There was one that lasted about 3 months, but apparently in the end I was too needy and immature. And finally, 1976, she gave me up for adoption. And I think the reason my mother never loved me was because of the trauma of my birth. Because apparently during it, the doctor's like, "Oh my God, the placenta's coming out first." And usually that's really dangerous. But then they noticed the placenta had eyes and they realised it was just a very ugly baby. Which was a problem when she gave me up for adoption because she had to throw in a VCR before she let me take her. So. And even, you know, another reason I'm not very good with women, I'm not very good at chatting up women. I used to have some success with the line, "You look like $1 million." But I think since the global economic downturn, that's lost a lot of its cachet. People are unwilling to invest in foreign currencies, so I tried telling a woman she looked like £1 million, but she was kind of big and took it the wrong way, so that didn't work out either. And even when I get into a relationship, I'll fuck it up in no time. Like my last girlfriend, she was perfect, she had hair down to here. I mean, she was poor, but with a huge bush, and I ruined it when I made a joke about the size of one of her labia, and she got into a massive flap. It's my favourite one, I don't care. At this point though, I'd actually kind of like your help because it's coming up to my nephew's birthday party and I always get him a board game every year. And last year I went like Star Wars themed Monopoly. I am sorry to mention Star Wars, but they do generally get a Dot 2 Monopoly. I mentioned that in my app, but they don't have one. I want them to do one. But this year I wanted to get him something similar, like a board game, and I wanted to run the ideas past you, see what you thought. First one I was thinking of Credit Crunch Monopoly, which is like normal Monopoly, except they replaced the fake money with real money because it's worthless now. Smackhead Kaplunk. Basically, instead of pulling the needles out, you push them in. That's how that was. It's very similar to acupuncture, if you've ever played that. But that's what they do. They take a board game, they reverse the rules, they come up with a new board game. For instance, there's Certainty. That's Risk with nuclear weapons. It's a lot of fun. Important Pursuit, which is like Trivial Pursuit, except the questions are like, how do we solve the crisis in Darfur? And of course, the best reverse rules board game is Puking Hippos. A lot of fun. First one to size 0 wins. Another game I considered was Snap, which is Twister for people with osteoporosis. Gender reassignment operation. Like normal operation, you just move the cot from one board to the other. As it's for a child, I didn't want to get that. I wanted to get NHS operation, but there was a 2-year waiting list. Couldn't do that. Also, the Game of Life is a really good board game, but if you do buy that, make sure you don't buy the American fundamentalist Christian version in that, because obviously over there, you know, life starts at conception. And if you do try quitting in the first 9 moves, someone spray paints murderer on your car. Speaking of America, there's 9/11 Jenga. Basically the same, but you get 2 of them. And some remote control planes. But it's part of their satirical range of board games they do, which started, let's see, one of the ones they did, Metropolitan Police Guess Who? Oh, that's brilliant. It's a lot easier though, because they really don't care who you pick, as long as they get an arrest. It's basically like Metropolitan Police Cluedo, which doesn't come with a little evidence card. You have to fabricate those yourself. Yeah, but they started doing these satirical board games in 2004 with Whack-A-Mole, which was a box containing some painkillers, directions to Dr. David Kelly's house, and a note saying, "Make it look like suicide." But you know, some board games have had to change due to health and safety rules as well. I mean, due to health and safety, the new version of Snakes and Ladders contains neither snakes nor ladders. It's just called Anne. Equally, due to health and safety, you can't buy pop-up pirates after some children stabbed a fisherman to death in a copycat incident. And that sort of thing happens all the time, actually. The sinking of the Belgrano was just a game of battleships that got way out of hand. But political correctness has, you know, resulted in some games changing as well. You know, because due to political correctness, we all now accept that dyslexia is a genuine condition that affects a lot of people. And so the new version of Scrabble has absolutely no rules. Play what you like, have a fucking A-level while you're at it. But I think the board game I'm going to get in, it's a lot of fun. It's where the whole family gathers round and masturbates onto the face of a mule that could go off any minute. That's Bukakaroo. The last thing I'll say though is that actually it was my birthday recently. My sister got me a replacement pair of gloves. I mean, don't you hate that thing where you put two fingers in one of the holes and it tears? I mean, in retrospect, I should have just given her a thank you card, but we've always been really close. Thank you, you've been lovely.
Okay, Mark's amazing fact for tonight. You'll be able to dazzle your friends with this. This is a true fact, which I'm sure you don't know, which is that Hitler had a film industry, and it comes from Graham's Act. He was talking about the sinking of the Belgrano or whatever. Hitler made a film on the sinking of the Titanic, and more people were killed in the film that Hitler made on the sinking of the Titanic than actually were killed sinking the Titanic. That is absolutely true. And currently I'm a TV producer and I have a program posting called Hitler's Hollywood, and you would not fucking believe what that man did. He at the end of the Second World War, when he knew he was going to lose it, this is true, this isn't a joke, he pulled back 4,000 of his frontline troops to make a film about Napoleon. And it's just insane. Sorry? Am I interrupting? I'm just a grumpy old bloke. Yeah, no, it's Peter Davidson to me. Like, no, you see, I'm pretending I can read. In fact, I can only read like that. Yeah. Peter and I are just grumpy old blokes. You go down to the hotel in the morning, and we were just on these things in Australia, Sydney and Melbourne, and blah, blah, blah. And through New Zealand, we go down in the morning and say, we look at each other and I go, and he goes, yeah, the shower. It's the shower, isn't it? Yeah, it's got 4 taps. How can a shower have 4 taps? I mean, you only need 2. And then I go, I respond as the grumpy old man, yeah, and none of them have got red, blue, or hot or cold on. And so it's the room key, isn't it? Like plastic room keys, right? We all hate them, right? And you know what happens? As actors, we're often in hotels. You have a late checkout, right? So we were in this hotel in Wellington. I said, shall we do the grumpy old man thing, Peter? Shall we go to reception and tell them that we've got a late checkout at 4 o'clock and we won't be able to get in our rooms if we take the card up? Because they never do. They never work, right? So he said, no. He said, no. He said, that'd be stupid, Mark, you know, because we can't just be grumpy all right. So we go up to the rooms, and guess what? Both of us put our cards in, and we can't get in the room. And by 3 o'clock, Peter's lost his plastic card for the room. And we go to check out, and they try and charge him $20 for the plastic card. And he loses it big time. So can you imagine Peter Davidson losing it? Well, yeah. Well, yes, he does lose it. Ladies and gentlemen, next, Mr. Michael Dolan.
Oh God, I wish I was dead. Hello! Hello, thank you. I've got a feeling this is going to be a tough fucking gig. Cut down strips and I've got this under control. Good evening, hello, thank you for having me. It's a terrible, terrible comedy cliche or funny thing happened to me on the way to the gig. And it's not true, because it didn't. I'm going to tell you this briefly. An absolutely fucking terrifying thing happened to me on the way to this gig. I was driving here about an hour ago, and I nearly killed somebody. And the best part is, not by accident. Genuinely, there's this girl that I know, and I've had my eye on her for years, but she's been with her boyfriend for about 6 years. And I saw him coming towards me on his bike, and I thought I could just hit him. I'd probably get away with that, hit and run. The only thing that stopped me is I don't know what the arrest rate statistics are for hit and run. So, good evening, I am called Michael J. Dolan. Hello. I think, this might be a little contentious. Is it fairly safe to say we're all nerds here? Yeah, it's a Doctor Who convention. It's not a grey area, is it? Yeah. I mean, I've always been a bit of a nerd. I always have been. You know, I know things a grown man shouldn't know. Like I know who Rassilon is. I know the difference between Ron Smith and Mike McMahon. I shouldn't know this shit. I'm 32 years old. I'm a 10th way through my life. That's a maths joke. I really feel like I should grow up, but the thing is, I've never been cool. Actually, maybe cool's not the right word. I do like to think I'm a little bit cool, but that's fucking hard won. That's 10 years of forced, empty arrogance that's brought that on. But I've never been hip. That's the thing. There seems to be a thing. There's like, I don't know what it is. There seems to be like some sort of quick, everybody dressed like this newsletter that I don't get. You know, just so you'll step outside one day and just all of a sudden everybody's dressing the same as each other, but differently to how they were the day before. Like at the moment it seems to be, men seem to have to wear a cowboy shirt and have the hairdo their mum had in the 70s. Sort of like a Brokeback Mark Hamill. Sort of thing. And women seem to be dressing like a drunk Olivia Newton-John. That's any era. That seems to be going on. Or many at once. But there's certain trends though that I'm really looking forward to seeing come to an end. So I think leggings have sort of come back into fashion recently, haven't they? Like, especially wet look leggings. I don't know if you've noticed this, women seem to be wearing these a lot. As far as I'm concerned, leggings are a test of how hot you are, and they're a test that a lot of women are failing in public. I think it's time to call it a day. The other trend that I'm looking forward to seeing come to an end is when did large groups of women decide they were going to start greeting each other on a night out by screaming at the top of their lungs? when did they start bouncing up and down like slagging toddlers? Well, I don't know when that started. Men wouldn't get away with that. If you were out on a night out with a group of lads and your friend arrived, you'd arranged to meet, you hadn't seen him since that afternoon, you're very excited. And if he walked in to be confronted by you going, "Ah! All right, Dave." It wouldn't happen. It's ludicrous behaviour, and it needs to stop. The thing is, like, in terms of like sort of dressing yourself and things, I've never been able to do it. I don't dress myself. I can't be trusted. I let my ex-girlfriend dress me. She picks my clothes out. And my style's always been sort of, you know, keep your head down, low key, try not to call attention to yourself, sort of thing. That tends to be how I dress. Which doesn't always work, to be fair. I was out drinking recently, and the local thugs near me decided to regale me with cries of "Oi, pedo glasses." I don't even know what that means. So it doesn't always work. But I wish I could dress in a slightly sort of less self-conscious way. This happened a few years ago, and I don't know if this is going to be remotely funny, but fuck, I'm going to say it anyway. I was shopping in Sainsbury's, and this kid was coming towards me, wearing this Star Trek T-shirt. And it was one of these ones, you know, like a really sort of carefully airbrushed portrait of Patrick Stewart. And like somebody's like slaved over it, but it's a bit off. You know, one of those. It was just huge, just emblazoned on him. And I would love to know what process he went through to. He must have been in the shop and gone, "Yes, that is the T-shirt for me." Something so eye-catching people won't be able to remember my actual head when they see me in it. And I wish I could dress like, not in that particular, I mean, I fucking hate Star Trek, so not in that particular thing. But fuck it. The thing is, Star Trek, I wouldn't fit in Star Trek's world. They all followed rules and showed up on time and stuff. I can't do that shit. I would be the worst employee on the Enterprise. Absolutely, just pissed out of my mind trying to drive it drunk in the middle of the night. But I don't know what. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to bear with me. I wrote most of this afternoon. Wrote might be an overstatement as well. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, like, sort of, being a nerd seems to have been co-opted recently. It's like, you know, all the fucking hipster douchebags out there seem to have gone, oh yeah, dressing like you can't dress yourself, that's cool. You know what I mean? They seem to have sort of co-opted the look of the nerd. And I don't think being a nerd is never going to be cool. That's the thing, it's never going to happen. And I'm alright with that, I'm quite pleased about that.